Let me briefly talk about the recent lunch diplomacy between Field Marshal and General Asim Munir and President Trump that became a hot topic for all kinds of innuendo and accusations. This was quite a bold move, at least from the Pakistan's perspective, and the news had barely broken about the General Asim Munir accepting Trump's offer for lunch. And instantly all the conscientious objectors with their perfect 1600 SAT score started yapping. They started debating the ethics and morals of accepting lunch with a morally bankrupt president. And this yapping revved up to a full frenzy the next day when President Trump started dropping B-2 bombs on our neighbors' nuclear sites, Iranian nuclear sites. And suddenly all of that jumped up. See, we told you this was done to not only accept his lunch, but also to endorse him for the Nobel Peace Prize. And the Pakistani opposition, the PTI, diehard stalwarts and all of that, swamped their entire social media canvas with filthy memes and mockery of the general. And on the surface, this attempt at cozying up to Trump does seem to have backfired. Trump gets a nod from the government of Pakistan officially for the big peace prize from the government, and the next day he starts bombing our friendly neighbor. Let's analyze the price and the impact of this lunch plus Nobel combo on Pakistan's interests with our heads. And let's put for a few minutes our fearless hearts to rest. And also, first, let's put the moral argument aside. Ethics and morals are individual attributes. Nations must protect national interest. Sharm Haya is for keeping an eye on an individual's azarband. States, on the other hand, must advance their national security and the well-being of their subjects. That's it. There is no morality or ethics when it comes at the national level. These are individual traits. We definitely can question the timing of this lunch and the subsequent Nobel endorsement for Trump. But for everyone turns into a fortune teller after that and becomes a sage with all the hindsight available to them, that now we know what happened. We knew what this would happen. This is with the advantage of hindsight. Now the things have already happened. But Trump himself, can't say anything about himself, where, what, and why he did what he did. And that makes him no different from our own dear leader of the Muslim world, of the entire world actually, Imran Khan. He also doesn't know when he's going to do what, with all the dizzying decisions he has taken in his career. Say whatever, but the examples of such lunches and such dinners and such feasts are far too many in our history. And not in our history, in everyone's history. The contract of Sulh Hudaybiyah from our Islamic history was one such contract of peace that was inked over a dinner table. The Camp David Accords that were signed between the warring parties in the Middle East in 1978 between Egypt and Israel, primarily between Egypt, Israel, and Jordan. And for decades, these Camp David Accords have saved Egypt from the fate of Syria and Lebanon in Israel's neighborhood. Israel has attacked all of them, but it hasn't attacked Jordan or Egypt. The fall of the Soviet Union was also one such dinner diplomacy, and this involved Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev when they had multiple dinners in Reykjavik in Iceland. And that diplomacy saved the world from descending into an all-out nuclear war towards the fall of the Soviet Empire. And in our own backyard, all the tribal jirgas in our own backyards, they certify their agreements among the warring parties by feasting on Kabuli pulao at the end of all such negotiations and jirga discussions. But in principle, I'm not a great fan of generals running our foreign policies. But in our case with the US, it's the one opportunity to gain access to a US president that comes in years. Imran Khan has been trying his bear butt to Trump's audience from the day one of his ouster from the government. It's a matter of national interest, Pakistan's interest, not the world's interest, not the Iran's interest. I do understand that such free lunch almost always comes with a heavy bill later on. Heavy bill to pay. But such is the world of diplomacy. And Iran has come to this stage of utter chaos and destruction because of the absence of any channels of direct communication with the US for the most part of the last 45 years, since 1980 or so, when the Khomeini regime came into power. If nothing else, merely an open line of communication with the US administration can save us from devolving into an Iran-like misunderstanding. Such communication is the only way to show our commitment to resolving outstanding conflicts peacefully. And it serves as a medium for addressing many, if not all, issues. We clashed with India recently. This also happened because of the lack of any high-level communication between the two neighbors. Conflicting interests and misunderstandings, the absence of communication, direct communication, exacerbate the situation further. So in the end, I will admit, just one meeting will not bring the bonanza of quick gratification that we are all addicted to. It simply shows Pakistan's resolve to peace through continuous dialogue. That's all for now. Until next time, bye-bye. This was a Desi Teacher Diary.